Hi, my name's Mihai Grunfeld. I am an associate professor at Vassar College. I teach Spanish language here, and Latin American culture and literature. I was born in Romania. In 1968, there was a political situation where all the East European socialist countries invaded Czechoslovakia. It became a lot more liberal. We realized, my brother and I, that we might be able to get out. So we asked for passports to go and travel to Czechoslovakia as tourists. We could not tell our parents, we could not tell anyone, and escaped to Austria. Often I'm quite amazed what a crazy young man I must have been to run into the world at 18, and it surprises me that I had the guts to do that, and to spend years and years traveling through different countries and figuring out who I was and what I was. We figured out that we could travel to Israel. I worked as a sailor for a while, and then they wanted to conscript us into the army, and we didn't want to do that. Got ourselves to Italy, trying to emigrate to the United States. This is 1969. When we were almost successful, we were told that if you go, you may be conscripted into the army. So we decided US was off. And then we moved to Sweden. Sweden was a very liberal country. It was also a very closed country. So we were dark-haired Southerners. So there was, in fact, a lot of racism. You were just Southerners, Turks, Italians, Romanians were not welcome. After about a year, we decided it was not a good place to stay. We arranged to move to Canada. And Canada was the first country actually where we didn't feel strange. And I remember walking the streets and hearing a lot of languages around. I got my first degree at University of Toronto in Spanish and French. There was a real connection there. In Romania, I knew almost nothing about South America. My parents were Holocaust survivors, and they were traumatized. They had lost everything during the Holocaust, and they were not able to speak about their past. They were not able to speak about what they have known in the concentration camps. Being Jewish in that area, in that place, was difficult. You were singled out, you were laughed at, you were being mocked. You were different. You did not belong. You were really an outsider. But starting to read about South America, there's just a way in which life as it was described there seemed familiar and seemed right to me. I worked as a truck driver, earned some money, and moved to Colombia. So I went down to South America to actually make sure that what I felt was right, and it was indeed right. I felt at home, I felt embraced, I felt these are my people in some way. I came home, it was pretty clear that I was going to continue studying Spanish, and enrolled myself there in a postgraduate school called Instituto Cara y Cuervo. I got myself in a master program at University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and I was a teaching assistant. That's how I got to the US. I spent 7 years at UC Berkeley, getting a PhD in Latin American Lit. Specifically for the United States, it's absolutely very important to learn Spanish. There are hundreds of millions of people speaking Spanish. The language is a way of connecting with people, is a way of communicating, is a way of opening a bridge, handing an arm, reaching out and being able to speak with people, understand. At age 50, I started writing. I published an autobiography. I wrote a couple of novels. They're not published yet. And one of the novels got changed into a play. Eventually, the play was produced in New York City off Broadway, and it was sold out. So I'm very proud of that. I never thought that I would write a play, and I hope to continue producing. So I feel like I'm very successful. I was very successful. I have a good life. I had a good life. I'm very productive. I have a family. And the way to achieve it is probably 90% luck and a lot of work.